invoking the blessings of His Holiness late Dr. Sri Shivkumar Swamigal, founder Sri Siddhganga Education Society, His Holiness Sri Siddhganga Swamigal, President Sri Siddhganga Mutt and Sri Siddhganga Education Society, Dr. M.N. Chanbasappa, Director Siddhganga Institute of Technology, Dr. S.V. Dinesh, Principal Siddhganga Institute of Technology, Dr. Shivkumara, CEO, Siddhganga Institute of Technology, members of the Governing Council of the Institute, faculty members, my dear students, and ladies and gentlemen. Namaskara, good afternoon. At the very outset, let me convey my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Sri Siddhganga Swamigal and Director Dr. Chanbasappa for inviting me over as a chief guest to this auspicious event and deliver the graduation ceremonial address at this prestigious institute today. I am reminded of the fond memories that I carry visiting SIT during my association here as the chairman of the governing body of the MBA department in the late 90s and the early 2000s. Over the last 2 decades, I am glad to note that the institute has grown leaps and bounds and has established itself a unique recognition in the state of Karnataka and the country. Let me also take this opportunity to convey my heartfelt congratulations to all the graduating students. It's indeed a great day, a Riti Passage for your life and career. My compliments to the entire faculty and staff of the Siddhganga Institute of Technology for providing them valuable support and guidance to the graduating class of students. Dear students, I must admit that you are all very fortunate to have had an opportunity to graduate from such a prestigious institution having a strong pedigree in the form of Sri Siddhganga Mutt. The accomplishments of this autonomous institute would be the envy of any technical institution in the country. And I am feeling really proud that I am today amidst the graduating class of young engineers and future technocrats of this elite institution. I was informed that the Siddhganga Institute of Technology is a band performer in the Atal ranking of institutions on innovation achievements. He is also among the engineering colleges selected to establish the New Age incubation centers in information and communication technology, runs MSME business incubators, and actively promotes entrepreneurship through awareness camps, and also has been recently selected for establishing the AICTE Idea Lab. I am certain that the Institute has thus left no stone unturned for establishing a very rich ecosystem that nurtures innovation and excellence. My compliments to each one of you. Dear students, it is often said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. This graduation ceremony is not merely a significant milestone in your academic and professional growth. It is also the beginning of a very challenging journey. As young graduating engineers and future technocrats, professionals, and entrepreneurs, you have the privilege to be in an era where, even as I speak, old concepts are being cast aside, established paradigms are being redefined, and hierarchies are being restructured. At the world stage is a rapidly evolving geopolitical dynamics are beginning to redefine the rules-based global order, throwing new challenges and new opportunities as well. Mega trends like the global climate action, focus on sustainable living, and the accelerating pace of technological evolution and its adoption, amongst many others, are significantly impacting the future societies across both developed and developing countries. At a national level in India, after several decades of political instability, the country over the last 7 years is witnessing a fundamental shifts and transformational changes that are being driven by a strong and stable government led by a visionary Prime Minister. With nation-first approach, India is today rightfully asserting its ideals, its position and its image, its rich heritage and its democratic-based value philosophy at international levels. Concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is widely acknowledged by international leaders. The societies across the world now celebrate the World Yoga Day and the Indian Premier League with equal aplomb. There is hardly any global multinational company that does not depend upon the manufacturing and information technology services and expertise provided by Indian engineers. More than 30% of knowledge workers in leading technology giants are of Indian origin, and most of them are also led by CEOs of Indian origin. These are just some of the examples of the many ways in which India and the Indian civilization is gradually regaining its past glory at the world stage. In this digital and information age, India is also rapidly charting its way to lead the next technology revolution. As expressed by our Honorable Prime Minister in his address in Bengaluru last week, we are building a digital infrastructure to connect 1.3 billion people. We are investing in future technologies like 5G, IoT, clean energy, thus paving a way for India to lead the next technology revolution. We are investing significantly in skilling and training young Indians for the needs of this technological 21st century. We have the world's fastest growing startup ecosystem. Now, just last week I was with the Prime Minister in Germany and in Denmark, and I saw the statistics that were read out by his group. India has now become the highest ecosystem for unicorns in the world today, even beating China. And a lot of them comes out of Bangalore, as you know. I personally believe that as a country, leveraging aspirations, energy, and knowledge of the youth of India, like all of you here, India is well poised to be a world leader in emerging technologies and thus at the cusp of recording exponential and transformational economic growth and prosperity. My only regret is that I was born 30 years too early. 2 years ago, in end April, early May 2020, societies and countries of the world, including India, were grappling with fear and anxieties caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. We were finding ways and means to address the enormous challenges mounted upon us both at an individual level, family level, and at a country level. There were all kinds of questions raised. How will a country like India with over 1.3 billion people in population tackle the COVID-19 challenge? Whether our healthcare system is equipped to handle this? How will India come out of a devastating impact on its economy? 2 years later, that is today, when we look back, we can safely claim that India was able to handle the COVID-19 challenge very effectively. In fact, in our Honorable Prime Minister's words, we have stood up to the challenge and viewed it as an opportunity in the time of crisis. The Atmanirbhar Bharat mission that you must have heard many times has struck a chord with 1 billion Indians and raised our emotional quotient, giving each one of us a collective will and a common purpose to fight the pandemic and come out as a winner. We have developed our own vaccines, inoculated more than 100 crore Indians, produced ventilators, oxygen cylinders, oxygen generating plants, PPE kits, and at scale and in time, and geared up the health care system with tremendous speed all across the country. India came together collectively and worked on a mission mode. We demonstrated our collective ability to conquer and overcome the challenge. Today, we may still not be a fully developed economy, but what we have successfully demonstrated that we aspire to becoming one very soon. We certainly are the fastest growing emerging economy in the world, and our rate of growth has now outpaced even China. As much as we march ahead, we strongly believe it is you, the youth of this country, that would help transform India into a global economic powerhouse. I believe that a crucial factor for success is your ability to effect a radical change in your mindsets. Each of you need to ask yourself a question: in which way can I contribute to the nation? How can I contribute to the vision of what our Honorable Prime Minister says in realizing a real Atmanirbhar Bharat? And when I was hearing your oath that Dr. Chandrasappa gave, I think a lot of words in that oath reflect exactly the same meaning that I am saying. A little bit about us. It was in the year 1972 that I completed my post-graduation from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Boston. After my graduation, I had the option to continue my stay in the United States and work and build a career there. But listening to the budding entrepreneur in me, I decided to come back and closer to my roots, my family, join the small business that my father had developed. Today I am proud to state that that company, Bharat Forge Limited, has now become the largest exporter of automotive components from India, a global leader in several of its product segments that we supply, an established supplier of components to a marquee set of customers from aerospace, oil and gas, marine, railways, and other sectors. Over the last 5-6 years, as was said by the director, inspired by the Prime Minister's Make in India clarion call, I have personally taken the target to position our company and our group amongst the leading defense and aerospace companies worldwide. I can claim with pride that under the aegis of the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, Bharat Forge together with the Tata Group developed a 155mm 52 caliber advanced towed artillery gun system called ATAGS, as it is commonly known. This went under exhaustive trials for the last 3-4 years in the Pokhran ranges, in the summers under extreme heat conditions, and in Sikkim in the winter under extreme cold and sub-zero conditions. I can say with confidence today that a fully indigenously developed, 100% made in India modern weapon system has successfully withstood and performed exceedingly well with a world record of 48 kilometers. This is the most advanced artillery gun on this planet today. Nobody in the world has a gun of this type. Few personal takeaways from what I can relate to you. First, a full system development like ATAX requires a team of engineers from every field and every domain: metallurgy, mechanical, electrical, electronics, computer science, AI, IoT, and they working together have made this happen in our company. I would urge you students to look for assignments where you are able to secure a product view of things. India aspires to indigenously develop many advanced products, including advanced aircrafts, which is happening here in Bangalore, aero engines, relaunchable rockets, like what happens in the United States. Our space business is now open for private investments. Best in class electric cars, notwithstanding the pictures you see on the television of burning two-wheelers. Successful demonstration of what we have been able to do substantiates that Indian companies, Indian entrepreneurs, Indian engineers can aspire to be number one and achieve number one position in almost every possible segment. I strongly believe that the strength of a nation's economy relies on its companies' innovation capability and on its young generation's entrepreneurship. For India to be recognized as a developed country, we need to have several thousands of Indian companies led by Indian technocrat entrepreneurs across sectors both in manufacturing and services, achieving global scale and leadership levered around product and process innovation. Innovation and entrepreneurship is not merely a slogan to us, but the only high road to strengthen the country and enrich its people. Dear students, yours is the first generation of Indians who will be treated with tremendous respect on the world stage, and the first generation to enjoy the benefits of economic power that our country is fast acquiring. Yours is the first generation whose lives are being defined by technology. Technology is helping to create a worldwide educational and knowledge network. Today it is possible for you to sit in Tumkur and still closely interact and work with someone in Boston in the United States or Tokyo in Japan. That is the power of technology, and your challenge is to leverage it to your advantage. You have to assume the role of catalyst or agents of change and impress upon others the need to think differently. As individuals, we must stop expecting others, including governments, to change first. We must instead make ourselves the pivot of change. If you look around, there are so many areas where things need to be set right. Availability of clean drinking water, air and river pollution, civic sense and discipline, the education system, governance, strengthening of our defense forces. There are so many areas in which you can contribute to make a difference. The vision of India as a global leader can be transformed into reality, and it is possible. It is the responsibility of people like you to contribute in realizing this national vision, a Shashakt and Atmanirbhar Bharat. I would like to conclude by leaving behind with you 5 suggestions, which you may like to ponder, and if you find them appropriate, adopt them. 1. For the nation. Work with a nationalistic fervor, with the objective of creating a self-reliant India, a Atmanirbhar Bharat. We need to participate in nation building and bring back the lost glory of India. Just 400 years ago, India was the richest nation on this planet. Second, for the society and community. Work with the motto to make a positive difference to the society and the community that we dwell in. Third, for self and at a personal level. Value time, even the best of ideas and plans have little value unless implemented effectively and on time. 4. Maintain integrity. Integrity, including intellectual honesty, is the key to reach the top wherever you go. Don't be lured by short-term goals. And 5, most important, value your foundations, your family, your parents, your teachers. While adopting new ideas and ways of life, which are a must, give a lot of value to our traditional values, our culture, our family. I mean, you come from an institute where these are the basic foundations of this institute. Never forget your moorings. They are the strongest foundation for success. With this, once again, I congratulate all the students and the class of 2021-22 who are graduating out of the Siddhganga Institute of Technology, Tumkur, and wish you all a bright and successful future and a great professional career. Thank you. May God be with you, and Jai Hind. Namaskar.